Hey everyone, it's Vijay. Hope you all are doing great. It's been a while since I recorded anything. I am alive and I am well, and actually with this video tonight I am just playing around with colors. I have a lot of camera equipment from like the meetup years. If you remember when this group started, it was a meetup group in Los Angeles. All of my camera equipment is still with me, and I have all these mics and microphones and video lighting and all this stuff, and I just was like, I gotta use this. If you remember the story, we were a LA based meetup group, and then I moved out of LA to Orange County and recording meetups there. I was really into like camera gear at that time. I was like, oh, this is fun, I wanted to learn about it. And then when the pandemic hit, like a lot of this stuff dropped. Like I went to Zoom and I started learning how to use Zoom. And then I guess like after the pandemic, we saw a lot of people kind of drop off because I think, number one, like a lot of people don't like Zoom. I think it's probably Zoom fatigue. I think maybe most people don't want to have like too many meetings anymore, especially like with the pandemic. There were so many meetings that I think people just wanted to like just disconnect. And that actually is kind of a topic too for me as well. Like during the last year when I got laid off, I made a video about this too. I started to feel a little bit of burnout. You can work really, really hard and you can still get laid off. And I think like now I have come to the fact that, okay, it's not so much about performance that causes layoffs. The true reason a lot of these layoffs happen anyway is because the money has been so cheap for so long. And now with the inflation being so high, the bankers have made pretty much like borrowing money like super expensive. So I think a lot of companies are just like having like knee-jerk reactions and trying to figure out, okay, how do we survive? So it's not even like really the performance. It's just, the ebbs and flows of business. So for me, the way I kind of got around it, I need to take care of myself too. I need to take care of my mental health and well-being. I started just going back to stuff I love, right? Like I opened with, cameras and lighting and film and all that stuff. So I started thinking about that too on the side. And I was thinking about how would I do it for HackBuddy again if I wanted to relaunch this. For a while I did nothing. Actually, honestly, I just played around with my gear, and then I got this widescreen monitor, and I started gaming a little bit more. And actually I gamed a lot more. I bought a Steam Deck. I wrote a list of all the games that like I have yet to finish, and I just decided, okay, I'm gonna like get through all of them. And so like that's like that's been like my journey for some of the last 9 months. It helped, it definitely helped me. It helped me have a life outside of just work. I also reconnected with a lot of friends. I went to some conventions and concerts, and I was able to just have fun. Honestly, that's the stuff that makes it worth continuing, right? Like if you have something outside of your work, just like fun things to do, then life doesn't have to be a grind. I think that's what I did. I moved myself away from toxic communities where people were talking about layoffs and like why you need to grind more. Sometimes I still see that on LinkedIn, and I just kind of feel like, okay, I don't want to be a part of this conversation. So instead of looking at that and looking at Reddit and looking at Blind, I just look at things that are fun in the world and try to go and participate in that. And so from that, I was able to come back and say, okay, I want to do HackBuddy again. And now that I have all this stuff together and like my life is kind of in order, I feel like at this point, I'm not worried too much about layoffs. During the last several months, I went and met with people who are, working at Fang or who have worked at Fang, and I listened to them. I paid them, and I have insight to share, and, I'd be happy to share that on this channel too. But like one of the insight I can give you is that like these people prioritize life engineering and deep work, and that's how they become super successful. They just say, okay, I'm going to push back on a lot of other things and just really isolate myself and get immersed in something. That's basically what I want to do too. I'm already doing it. It's not what I want to do. I'm doing it. So that's part of reason, again, like why I've been away. But I think now I have like this healthy balance where I feel good, I feel happy, and I'm doing well with work, and I feel like work is a happy place, and life is also happy. And then I have good mentors who are helping me like positively move upwards. And so again, I'm not worried too much about layoffs, because like if it happens, it happens, because like I'm working more on having like an upward spiral. I feel like that's really what I want to say, and making things happen for me. I want to be more in control of what I do, my choices, rather than just kind of be moved around by the universe, right? If bad stuff happens, maybe I can like take that time. If something happened to me that was bad that day, I love to just double the kindness to myself the same day. So if like I got laid off, I'm gonna be like, you know what, I'm gonna eat 2 scoops of ice cream. Seriously, those are the kind of things that I want to do, right? Like just like be doubly nice to myself or doubly nice to someone else, right? Like I feel like I have that with this group, and a lot of times people come to me and say, this industry is so hard, like how do we survive? What do we keep doing? A lot of people look up to me because I spent so much time building this group over the last 10 years, and they're like, you know, want to hear your thoughts. Why are you not making videos anymore? I hope you make videos again. And so part of me coming back to HackBuddy again now after all this time is like because I want to give back. I want to double down the kindness. I think that's going to lead me to having more of a positive future, have more happiness altogether. You can come hang out with HackBuddy people and you can learn, and you know, you can get away from any kind of toxic communities and just keep it about the code. Keep it about the focus on becoming a great engineer and just having great topics. I'm going to do my best to continue networking. I'm already doing it. I have, you know, friends that I'm going to reach out to, and people who are, you know, these mentors that I talked to you about just now. I'm going to try to have them come to the channel and talk to me, give some insight for the channel, for the group, and hopefully, you know, we can build something pretty amazing for HackBuddy. Also a resource for the community that people can go to and, you know, just absorb. So with all that said, I plan to vlog a lot more. I feel it's pretty therapeutic. It helps me get rid of a lot of thoughts that would otherwise stick in my head. Try to do it often. It helps with the practice as well, and it's fun to film. I have all this film equipment again, so might as well. So thanks for watching, and definitely we'll see you around. More videos, more meetups, more HackBuddy stuff, and stay tuned.